up with the weight of yesterday, like old rain on my shoulders, cold and gray. The room still held the shape of what was said, circles in the corners of my head. I stared at all the plans I never tried, and all the times I swallowed up my pride. Something in the morning felt like space, a small new breath I finally dared to take. I do not have to carry every seed, I do not have to be who I have been. If I can move an inch, then I can start. If I can change my mind, I can change my heart. These are steps away from yesterday, not a sprint, not an easy getaway, just a steady choice to stay and face the day, even if my hands still shake. These are steps away from yesterday. I'm learning how to let the past decay, turning pages, making room for what remains. One small step and then another, and I change. I used to think that healing meant erase, like I could scrub the hurt without a trace. But memories are stitched into the skin, you cannot cut them out without losing something. So I began to name what I avoided, the fear, the grief, the ways I felt destroyed. And I let them sit beside me in the light, not as rulers, just as gifts from estimate. I am not late, I am arriving slow. I am not weak for needing time to grow. I can be tender and be brave at once. I can be shaken and still choose to run. These are steps away from yesterday, not a perfect line, not a spotless page, just the courage to keep walking anyway, even when it aches. These are steps away from yesterday. I'm learning how to let the shadows fade, turning pages, making room for what remains. One small step and then another, and I change. I found old messages I could not read, 1,000 little thorns inside the feed. I closed the door on what I could not fix, stopped begging broken things to sudden stick. I started choosing mornings over egress, choosing water, air, and unfinished sunsets, choosing friends who do not ask me to pretend, choosing truth that does not bend to fit the trend. I'm building a life that fits my lungs, not too tight with all the things unsaid and done. I am learning what my nervous heart can hold. I am learning not to turn my warmth to cold. Some nights the past still calls my name, some days I trip on old refrains, but I do not live inside that frame. I do not owe my pain the same. I breathe, I pause, I touch the ground, I let the moment pull me out. And when I cannot find the scent, I become it little by little, one by one. I forgive the version of me who stayed, did what they could with what they had. I forgive the choices born of fear. They kept me here, they brought me here. Now I can choose a different way. Now I can want, now I can say. These are steps away from yesterday. Not denial, not a game I play. Just a promise to keep showing up each day. Even when my courage breaks. These are steps away from yesterday. I'm making peace with all I cannot change. Turning pages, making room for what remains. One small step and then another, and I change. One small step and then another, and I change. If tomorrow feels too far to touch, I will do the next right thing that is enough. I will listen to my breath, I will obey. I will keep taking steps away from yesterday. I spent a lifetime holding doors for room, smiling through the tired, calling in love. I wore my needs like secrets on my tongue, afraid that wanting more meant not enough. I measured my worth by the peace I could keep, by how well I could soften every storm, till I looked in the mirror, barely asleep, and wondered who I was performing for. I was loyal to the version they preferred. I was faithful to the silence that it earned. But my chest kept tapping out a truth, like a song I could not mute. It was the day I chose free, not in anger and haste, but in clarity and quiet honesty. I stopped shrinking to fit in someone else's space. I drew a line with trembling hands, and still I watched myself stand. It was the day I chose me. I used to call it kindness when I stayed, even when my heart kept paying the cost. I trade my boundaries for a little praise, and wonder why I always felt so lost. I learned to read the room before my pulse, to swallow no's and label them as grace. But love that asks you to erase yourself is not a home, it is a hiding place. So I named the patterns like they were. Stop romance cleaned out all the rooms inside my head where old voices used to rent the air. I boxed up every maybe they had said, and every someday that was never there. I started waking up and checking in, asking how am I and meaning it. I let my mornings be a gentle wind instead of proof that I could quiet it. I learned that love can still be love, even when it changes shape. I can honor what we were and still receive what makes me break. I can be soft without surrender. I can be kind and still remember. Some people called it selfish, I called it brave. Some doors slammed and I survived the quiet aftermath. I grieved the life I thought I had to earn, but every loss became a match I finally learned to burn. Not to destroy, but to make light, to see myself in honest sight, to stop abandoning my name, to stop treating peeps like something I should trade away. If I shake and stay. If I cry, I let it rain. I do not need to be fearless. I only need to be faithful to the truth inside my chest, to the life that keeps me best. It was the day I chose me. It was the day I chose me. Now when I hear that old familiar doubt, I answer with a steady, gentle vow. I will not leave myself behind again. Not today, not ever. This is where it begins. Loud and certain, sharp and bright, but mornings kept arriving soft and slow, with quiet chances I would never know, until I stopped demanding proof in flames and noticed how the smallest things can change. A creep that doesn't feel like panic, a step that isn't just so private, and I'm when my shoulders drop. when I stop reaching for what's out of reach, when I forgive the version of me who fell, and choose to speak to myself less like hell. And I have to fix it in a day. I don't have to force the hurt away. I can let the feelings rise and roll without surrendering control. And that heap into slow motion in the way I keep on going. Not a rush, not an explosion, just a steady kind of a knowing that my heart is still on open. Even after all the breaking, there is hope and gentle motion in the choices I am making. Some days I still get pulled into the past. Old fears still whisper, hoping they will last. But I have learned to notice what is true. I am here and I can choose what to do. I can take a walk and feel the air return. I can let the sunlight teach instead of burn. I can make my bed like it matters to me, like my future deserves a little peace. I'm not waiting for a perfect time. I'm not waiting for a perfect mind. I'm learning how to live right where I stand. It's full perfect courage in my hands. Hope is not a giant door. It's a handle, nothing more. It's the way I turn it slowly when I'm tired, when I'm lonely. It's the way I let myself rest. It's the way I try my best. It's the way I start again without punishing where I've been. If I fall back, you're harder too. If I did, I'd breathe it through. I don't need to be fearless. I just need to be here for this. There is hope and gentle motion in the quiet form of moving. Not a rush, not an explosion, just a steady kind of choosing that my heart, if it's still worth holding, that my heart is still worth saving. There is hope and gentle motion in the choices I am making. There it's mine for the taking. So I'll walk a little further than before. Open up another window, another door. Not because I'm done with pain's old ocean, but because I found hope in gentle motion. What the heart can grow. I used to think my heart was made of brittle glass. One wrong word and I would shatter from the past. I carried storms like souvenirs inside my coat, smiling while I barely stayed afloat. I kept my hopes in drawers I never dared to open, afraid that wanting more would leave me broken. But there was something stubborn in my chest, a small green pulse that would not rest. I did not notice it at first, how quiet between closing and repair, between pretending I'm okay and choosing honest care. I stopped calling numbness peace, stopped begging pain to finally release. I let the hard days pass through without a verdict, let my tears be water, not a warning. And in that tenderness I found a door, not to escape, but to restore. I started speaking kinder to my name, stopped turning every fault into a flame. I let myself be human in the light, not perfect, just alive. Look at what the heart can grow, through the winter on the snow. Little truths that start to glow, turning hurt into a softer tone. I am not who I was before, I am more than what I lost or wore. Look at what the heart can grow. Some mornings still arrive with heavy skies, old echoes still know where my fear hides, but I do not feed them all my hours. I save my strength for living now, not cowering. I take a walk, I make the bed, I drink my water. I learn that small things are a kind of altar. I stop and watch the sunlight on the floor, and feel my body wanting more. Build up, I am learning, trust is built in layers, not in speeches, but in daily favors. I keep my promises in quiet ways, I keep returning to my days. There was a season I was sure I'd never bloom, that I would live forever in a dim room. But life is patient, life is strange, it asks you to be willing to change. So I plan forgiveness where the bitterness once lived. I plan new boundaries like a fence that protects. I plan laughter in the spaces I grew tense, and I water what they. If I fall back, I do not call it failure, I call it weather, I call it nature. I let it pass, I let it be, I do not abandon me. Look at what the heart can grow, from the ashes to the open road. Little flames that learn to glow, turning wounds into a wiser soul. I am not who I was before, I am more than what I lost or wore. Look at what the heart can grow, look at what the heart can grow. And when I doubt the light will come, I touch the place I started from. That stubborn breathing inside my chest, still rising, still doing its best. That's what the heart can grow. That's what the heart can grow. I used to wake up running in my mind, chasing no mistakes I could not rewind. Every morning started with a list of shame, every silence sounded like my name. I held my breath like peace was something earned, like I had to suffer first then I could learn. But my body whispered tired and aghast, you cannot live forever in the past. So I slowed the thoughts that wouldn't stop, let the guilt fall off the clock. I gave myself a set down what is not mine. I stop measuring my life by old timelines. I forgive the younger me who copes with whatever tools they had to hold. And I keep going, soft and sure. Rest is not a retreat, it is a cure. Gentle, not a battleground. If the memories knock, I won't collapse. I'll breathe, I'll stay, resting from the past. Breathing the sun again. Closed, I kept my head down low, living in a dim room where the hours moved slow. I wore my tie like a coat I couldn't take off. Told myself I was fine, but it always felt soft. Soft like surrender, quiet like retreat. Every heartbeat muffled underneath my feet. But something changed in small degrees, like thawing ice, like easing a gentle pull, a warm overtone, a hint that I was not alone. Now I am breathing the sun again, letting light come in like an old best friend. I am filling my lungs with the world I missed, with the simple, golden kindness of this. Not because the hurt is done, but because I chose to start the day breathing the sun again. I used to flinch at every laugh outside, like joy was something I had lost the right to find. I kept my dreams in boxes marked someday, stacked in the back of my mind where they decay. But then I started moving, even when it stung. Started saying truths I'd kept behind my tongue. I let my hands remember how to make a little life from every fragile blender. The dark can be a season, not a verdict, not a reason to disappear and call it fate. I can wait and still create. So I am breathing the sun again, letting warmth rewrite the cold I lived in. I'm filling my lungs with the world I missed, with the simple, steady mercy of this. Not because the past is gone, but because I carried on to the day breathing the sun again. I notice little miracles I used to ignore. Steam from coffee, light on the kitchen floor. The way a breeze can change the way you stand. The way my pulse returns when I unclench my hands. I call my friends, I step outside, I try. I let the sky be bigger than my why. And if a shadow crosses through my head, I greet it, then I Some nights I still feel unsteady, but I have proof in my own breath that I have outlived what I thought was death. I have learned my heart can open even after it has broken. Even after all those years, I can stand here without fear. I did not need a perfect sky, just another light to find the next small step, the next true word, the next calm place I've earned. I let my shoulders rest, I let my thoughts be kind, I let the day arrive on time. And breathing the sun again, letting morning touch my face like gentle rain. I am filling my lungs with the world I missed, with the bright white promise inside of this. Not because the hurt is done, but because I have forgiven someone who can breathe the sun again. Someone who can breathe the sun again. I was loud with all my fears, drowning thoughts for many years. Every answer felt unclear, every truth too sharp to hear. I filled the gaps with endless sound, afraid of what I'd find unbound. But silence waited, patient, kind, a mirror to my restlessness. When I stopped demanding more, peace knocked gently at my door. I'm healing through the silence, where my heartbeat feels slow. Every quiet moment teaches what my soul already knows. I'm healing through the silence, no applause, no disguise. In the stillness I am honest, with the truth behind my I sit with memories and pain, let them pass like falling rain. Not every wound needs to be closed. Some remind me how I grow. I forgive the nights I ran, forgive the things I couldn't stand. I'm not broken, just aware of how deeply I can care. In this pose I start to see all the strength inside of me. I'm healing through the start to see all the strength inside of me.